Ever wondered why some people chase chaos while others cling to comfort? Why some leap into the unknown while others wait for permission? What secret wiring separates risk-takers from rule followers? Welcome back to Growth Mindset Success, where we explore the mental blueprints of those who don't just play the game, they rebuild the entire arena. Today, we're diving deep into the mind of the entrepreneur. But not the Instagram-filtered version wrapped in flashy cars and hustle quotes. We're decoding the raw psychology, the invisible mechanisms behind their choices, resilience, and drive. As we explore, ask yourself, what if you think more like them than you realize? What if the qualities you admire in them are already trying to wake up inside you? Let's unravel what really makes entrepreneurs different and what that might mean for your own path. Addicted to ambiguity. Why they flourish in uncertainty. Most people wait for clarity. Entrepreneurs create it. Where others freeze, they move even when the path ahead is foggy. They don't demand certainty. They navigate through uncertainty. Not recklessness, but trained courage. Ask yourself, do you need the full picture before you act? Or can you trust yourself to build the bridge while crossing it? They thrive in gray areas, the murky middle where others stall. Because they know that movement breeds insight, and clarity is often the reward for action, not the prerequisite. What if the fear you feel is the signpost showing you exactly where to grow next? Because under every hesitation is a hidden threshold, a place where most stop, but the bold begin. Entrepreneurs don't fear being unprepared, they fear standing still. And in a world that moves fast, starting messy often beats waiting perfect. The relentless need to solve what others tolerate. Have you ever stared at a broken process and thought, why hasn't anyone fixed this yet? That's the entrepreneur's trigger. While most adjust and adapt to dysfunction, entrepreneurs refuse to tolerate inefficiency. They are compulsive problem solvers driven not by irritation, but by imagination. Their minds ask, could this be faster? Could this be fairer? Could this be smarter? And they don't stop at asking. They build. They aren't just reacting to pain points, they're reimagining entire systems. They zoom out, rethink the rules, and ask, what would this look like if we started from scratch? To them, frustration isn't a wall, it's a doorway into innovation. What if the daily frustrations you ignore are actually billion-dollar ideas in disguise? The hidden talent, pattern recognition, and predictive thinking. Ever feel like you can sense something coming before it even happens? Entrepreneurs don't just live in the now. They gather data from books, podcasts, casual remarks, and instinctively connect dots others don't even see. They sense shifts in markets, moods, and moments. What others call luck, they train through pattern recognition and obsessive observation. What are you noticing that others aren't? Could your perception be your most underrated superpower? What if success isn't about predicting the future, but seeing the present more clearly than anyone else? Always asking, what's the maximum leverage in this? What's the smallest move that can produce the biggest ripple? Entrepreneurs are obsessed with leverage. Not doing more, but doing smarter. They constantly ask, is this scalable? Is this repeatable? Is this the best use of my energy? They look for tools, systems, and people who multiply their impact. While others chase business, they build mechanisms that create momentum. What if working harder isn't the answer, but asking better questions is? Emotional volatility. They don't resist it. They use it. How do you respond to emotional chaos? Do you shut down or transform it? Entrepreneurs ride the highs and lows. The joy, fear, doubt, they don't numb them. They harness them. Their emotional range becomes an internal weather system, unpredictable, but powerful. Over time, they learn to reframe setbacks and channel passion into performance. What if your sensitivity isn't a weakness, but an instrument waiting to be fine-tuned? What if your emotional depth is your creative engine? Purpose over applause. Why external validation falls short. Would you still pursue your vision if nobody applauded? Entrepreneurs aren't driven by likes or praise. Their fire comes from within, a sense of mission that won't let them rest. They don't chase applause. They chase alignment. If you stripped away recognition and approval, what would you still need to build? Thought-provoking question. Is your passion strong enough to outlast the silence before the applause? Forever students, why their curiosity never shuts off. When was the last time you were genuinely fascinated? Entrepreneurs are professional learners. They consume relentlessly, not because they're insecure, but because they know the landscape is always shifting. They approach learning with hunger, humility, and speed, and that keeps them ahead. What do you still need to unlearn? Where has your curiosity gone stale? What if your next leap forward is hiding inside the question you've been too afraid to ask? The environment is the system. Why they engineer their space for discipline. Is your environment building you up or quietly sabotaging you? Entrepreneurs don't wait for motivation. They design discipline into their lives. They shape their space, their routines, their inputs, knowing that willpower is unreliable, but structure is sustainable. What if your failure to stay consistent isn't about you, but about what surrounds you? What invisible forces are shaping your behavior right now, and are they serving the person you're trying to become? The entrepreneur's duality. Head in the clouds, hands in the clay. Can you dream wildly and still execute daily? Entrepreneurs balance the grand vision with ground-level action. One eye on the revolution, the other on the email inbox. They don't just dream of changing the world. They wake up and start. Are you spending more time imagining or implementing? How often do you let your ideas die in the dreaming phase? What would happen if, starting tomorrow, you took your biggest idea and gave it one real action per day? Failure isn't fatal, it's the curriculum. What if failure wasn't something to avoid, but something to collect? Entrepreneurs don't just bounce back. They extract, examine, and evolve. Every loss is a data point. Every setback is a training ground. What if your biggest failure is the greatest teacher you've been refusing to listen to? Could the thing you're most ashamed of actually be the source of your future success? Because the truth is, scars are just proof you showed up for the fight. And the more you collect, the closer you get to winning it for good. So, what really sets entrepreneurs apart? It's not their titles. It's not their bank accounts. It's their mindset. Their obsession with improvement. Their tolerance for uncertainty. Their willingness to keep going when most people stop. But here's the twist: this mindset isn't exclusive. It's accessible. It's trainable. And if something inside you lit up during this video, that's your clue. What would happen if you started thinking like an entrepreneur today? If this sparked something in you, hit like. Drop a comment. Which mindset shift are you ready to make first? And subscribe to Growth Mindset Success for deeper dives into high-performance psychology, purpose, and the pursuit of more meaningful success. Thanks for watching. Keep questioning, keep building, keep becoming.